My name is Pat and I'm here to deliver a public service announcement regarding hepatitis B. For those of you who may not know, hepatitis B is an infectious disease caused by the hepatitis B virus. The virus infects hepatocytes or liver cells, and in certain cases it can lead to cirrhosis, which is scarring of the liver, and hepatocellular carcinomas or liver cancer. The virus can be contracted by contact with mucous membranes or blood of infected persons or by any bodily fluid in which the virus is found. Another common mode of transmission is contact with infectious needles, such as when participating in intravenous drug use, acupuncture, tattooing, or the use of medical needles. Perhaps the scariest mode of transmission is passing of the virus from an infected mother to her baby during childbirth. This process is particularly noteworthy because many parents believe that their child is not at risk of infection because they are not participating in scandalous behavior, such as intravenous drug use or unprotected sex. There is no cure for HBV infection, and treatment options are not very effective. Acute infections are usually overcome by a robust adult immune system, but chronic infections, which occur in 90% of babies who contract the virus, are far more serious. Chronic HBV infections are not recognized by the immune system, so the virus is able to survive and replicate in the liver, which causes the destruction of hepatocytes over time, eventually leading to liver disease, liver failure, and liver cancer. The best and only way to guarantee immunity from this deadly pathogen is through vaccination during infancy. Many parents fear that vaccines are harmful to their babies and thus refuse vaccination. Recombavax HB, which is one of the two approved HBV vaccines, contains nothing more than some yeast proteins and HBV surface antigen, which is the trigger for the body to produce antibodies against the virus and provide lifelong immunity. There is no scientific evidence that supports wild theories that the HBV vaccine causes HBV infection, autism, seizures, or SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. So parents, it is up to you to protect your babies by vaccinating your children against HBV and all other dangerous vaccine-preventable diseases. To help you make this decision, I'd like to share with you the story of Paris, a little girl with HBV infection. This story is told by her mother and her doctor.
When you know you're going to become a mother, you start dreaming all these things for your child. And of course, you never think about anything happening to your baby. When Paris was a baby, she was a beautiful golden color. And it turns out it was one of the first signs of hepatitis. They call it jaundice.
Hepatitis B is inflammation of the liver caused by the hepatitis B virus.
I didn't even know what it was. I certainly didn't know that there was a vaccine for it.
It can go on to cause permanent scarring of the liver, we call that cirrhosis, or even liver cancer.
Approximately 25% of chronically infected people die prematurely from cirrhosis or liver cancer. And 90% of babies who are infected develop chronic infections.
But if you get it as an adult, you have only a 10% chance of staying infected. So even though babies are less likely to get this disease, they're most likely to end up with problems their whole lives.
Most of the time in the U.S., when people get hepatitis B, it's through sexual contact. Some infants, though, are born with hepatitis B because it's passed from their infected mother to the infant.
We don't know for sure how Paris got hepatitis B.
In order to prevent infection, the most important thing is vaccination.
Over the years, I've been in a lot of conversations with other parents. They don't want to vaccinate their babies so early, particularly for something that they think is just a sexually transmitted disease.
It's recommended for infants, partly because screening for hepatitis B in mothers isn't perfect.
When you find out it's preventable, as a parent, that's the worst. It torments you. And you literally have nightmares wanting to rewind.
If the story of Paris made you sad, then I have accomplished my goal. Statistics indicate that Paris has a 90% chance of chronic infection, and if that is the case, then she has a 25% chance of premature death as a result of cirrhosis or liver cancer. You may also be surprised to know that there are approximately 350 million chronically infected individuals across the globe. As a species, we can completely eliminate this deadly virus by vaccinating each and every one of our infants. Once again, my name is Pat, and this has been my public service announcement encouraging the young men and women out there to vaccinate their babies. Thank you for watching.